Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Wherever in this beautiful world you are, we have people in Asia. We have people in not in Europe because they're sleeping, but I will send them the link in North America and me here in Asia and Australia, New Zealand. So thank you so much for all of you for coming here. Really pleasure. Thank you. And tonight, I'm really delighted that we have a superstar. We have Mary, my beautiful and amazing publisher. She's going to come here. She's going to talk to us about our passion and about why publishing is so tremendous and a game changer for business, and not just for business, but also getting your voice, your message, your gifts out there, because it's all about the gift. We all have tons of gifts. Each of you are a gift by yourself. So, Mary, the floor is yours, my friend.
I love the floor. Hello, everyone. So delighted to be in your presence. I get to share my passion with you.
Yes.
What a great invitation. I just love creating loving and lasting change. I just love being in the vibration of storytelling, of podcasting, of speaking our truth in ways that we never imagined that were possible, or in ways that we finally have stepped out of guilt and shame and decided to open up our lives as what I believe is truth. Every experience is a gift to inspire someone else. That is
Beautiful.
the motto that came with me when I started my publishing company 2.5, almost 3 years ago. And it just kept showing up as my life. Keep sharing who you are. Keep sharing what you know. Keep sharing what your experience is. And you will find yourself in a place that feels like home.
Beautiful. Mary, before we continue, I forgot to ask, can we have each of you guys to give us a 30-second introduction? So let's
Please.
start with, I'm going to start from my screen from left to right. So Leslie, you're first. 30 seconds.
Oh God. Okay. Hi, I'm Leslie Sloane. I'm an aura expert, an intuit. I create something called the Oracle Healing Cards, which are frequency based, filled with sound, light, color, and sacred geometries. So I connect people to their blueprint, their vibrational blueprint. I connect them to their soul in a way they've never experienced before. And everything that I do transmits, like what Mary was talking about, is what I call the sound of love, our soul sacred song, the sound of creation. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. And you have such a phenomenal story. I mean, me and you, we talked for hours and hours on the podcast, so thank you for being here, Leslie. Next, Dr. Norm and Barbara. Wow, what a powerful couple. I've had you guys 3 times, and what a phenomenal story you guys have. So please, let's start with Barbara.
Well, thank you. I'm Barbara Dawson. My company is Purple Mulch, and I do a number of things, but what I'll share here is that I teach authentic communication. And I find that most people, especially as we're getting out more, meeting people one-to-one, getting back into networking to meet people, most people don't do that as well as they can. And so what I do is I teach people how to show up in that space. It builds their business, it builds their income, it builds their know, like, and trust. Norm.
Thanks, Lorenzo, for inviting us here. I am a retired doctor of chiropractic, and my vision is a world free of dementia. I am a professional speaker. I've been deaf for 2/3 of my life and discovered recently that there are many ways to reduce the risk of developing dementia. So I share the connection between hearing loss, diabetes, and other lifestyle choices that we make to reduce the risk of dementia, which is becoming quite the epidemic.
Thank you. Beautiful. And yeah, your story, I mean, you guys are absolutely, if there's any couple that represents true soulmates, you guys are it, because you guys complement each other. You know, you were a sign and language interpret when he was going to college. You basically completed the program with him, along him in college together. You took the degree together with him. You were side by side with him, and what a story. I highly recommend everybody I'll post the link to their story. Phenomenal story. Thank you for being here today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Payman. It's our pleasure. And I'm going to have to hop off early because I'm leading another call on the hour. So
No problem.
if I
I'll send you
leave,
the
it's
replay.
nothing you said.
Yes,
What's that?
I'll send you the replay after once it's done. So thank you for coming. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Kim, good morning.
Good morning. So I am in Australia and I specialize in working with subconscious blueprints and stress transformation. So I help people by replacing their belief systems, basically changing potentially from limiting and not loving themselves basically to full of potential and self-love and self-appreciation. So also being able to heal generational trauma, which is a massive thing. So my passion is to help as many people as I can to step out of, I guess, the confines of society and the blueprint that we've been born into. And that's what I do.
Beautiful. You're amazing. Thank you, Kim. Kim was already in volume number 1. So thank you. Can't see it, guys, but she was here and she's also a dear friend of mine. She's also one of my alumni of my podcast, my academy. We'll talk about that after. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you. Annie. Wow. What a story, Annie. What a story. When I made the list on my mind, Annie A was right at the top. You have one of the most amazing stories. So floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Happy to see some couple of familiar faces. As you can see, I'm in my car. I'm in Malibu. Beautiful, sunny, gorgeous day, Los Angeles. And I'm actually just in front of a client's house. So as a pain resolution practitioner for nearly 3 decades, I work with people that have been told their body pain is normal for their age, or living with pain has become their new norm. So in my clinic, I do use very advanced manual therapy techniques. Online, I teach self-help techniques, also incorporate nutrigenomics, genetic testing and analysis to create your personalized lifestyle action steps based on your unique genetic makeup, because we are all unique and we should embrace it. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Annie. And can you tell us just a couple of names of the clients you worked with? Just a couple.
Well, I say I'm in Malibu right now, and I'm in front of a client's house who some of you may know him from the backstage. He created the show Survivors, the show Voice, Mark Burnett. He's my client. His wife, Roma Downey. Some of you may know from Ireland, Touched by an Angel, the show. In a good olden days, Roma Downey. They're my clients, but in the olden days, I worked with Janet Jackson. Shakira was one of my clients. Alan Thicke. There's a list. Few. I've been fortunate to work with some good people, good souls.
Yeah, some very obscure singers, right? Very obscure, right? Nobody knows them.
Yeah, I mean, they're just good people. They respect me and I respect them. So
you're amazing. You're amazing. And you played for volleyball internationally for Armenia, right?
Yes. Even though at 5'7", I was considered tall for an Armenian, and I was the shortest person on our team because most of the girls were Russian girls, 6'2", 6'4", and there is Ani 5'7". So
you were the best on the team, I'm sure. You were the firecracker of the team, Thank you, Annie. Thank you.
I make up on my personality, the height.
Oh, absolutely. You're a firecracker. Thank you. Snow, brother. Snow, can you hear us? Okay, let's get
I'm sorry, 1 second, Lorenzo. 1 second, brother. Hang on.
Sure.
2 seconds. I had to change my shirt to get ready for this meeting.
It's okay. You're an athlete, man.
Sorry, guys.
Oops.
A little taste of what it is I do. Hi, guys. My name is Snow. I'm the founder and creator of this brand, Eyeballing. Play locally, win globally. This is my passion project. My background is U.S. military, U.S. Air Force. I retired as a military diplomat, embassies Afghanistan, embassy Bangladesh, embassy Malaysia, where I currently live. I specialize in heads of states for world leaders. President Obama, King of Qatar, Prince Charles, some of these types of names. When they come to Malaysia for state visits, I try to get those contracts. But after meeting Payman, and after the last 3 years of tragedies considerably tragedies. A pandemic, my older son lost his kidneys, and that was 2020, pandemic 2021. My eldest son lost his kidneys, kidney failure, and last year, 2022, my mother had battled cancer survivor, yay! But meeting Payman last year or so, something switched. This year, something switched where those things of chasing all of those big contracts, those big glamorized positions, they no longer appealed to me. And now I've been able to focus on launching my brand and my passion project, which is this brand Eyeballing, International Balling. The concept is play locally, win globally. I'm giving back to communities across the globe that has given me so much. I've traveled to over 30 countries in my time. And I'm looking forward to just helping folks understand the importance or the benefits of global travel. I grew up in Joliet, Illinois, south of Chicago, pretty poor. And in my communities, in that orbit, no one even thinks about traveling overseas because we just can't afford it. Everyone sees it on TV. They love it. They can imagine themselves being there. But my brand Eyeballing is giving them an opportunity to actually realize those visions sooner than later. So right now we're starting our campaign, our Eyeballing Around the World Challenge. This contest is a basketball shooting contest. Again, it's coming to your backyard. And if you win this contest, you could find yourself playing in Malaysia or somewhere else around the world for free, all on Eyeballing's time.
Thank you.
Quick alibi, I too have a 9 o'clock meeting I got to get to. Right now it is 8:47 here in Malaysia, 9:30 meeting I got to get to. So in about 10 minutes, I'll be popping off. But I'll try to tap back in when I'm driving so I can listen up. Thanks.
I'll send you the replay, brother. I'll send you the replay. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you. Roger. Brother.
Hey, I just wrote something earlier. I said, you never know who you become. I think that's probably what's going on for all of us right now. And I've had this crazy long life of doing so many different things, and I was a vocal coach for more than 30 some years, and that's how everybody knew me. And then I said, oh no, I have to change now because I've got to help with the planetary ascension. And so what I did was I started shifting my life, and now I'm working on it. I created an online program to help everybody understand these dramatic changes that we're all moving through in our world, how to make the best use of it. And it's the best time for us to be alive if we decide to move into who we are. And that's always kind of the challenge. And it was a challenge for me. So that's what I'm guiding everyone to now. We have some dramatic changes that we will see in this next year, but if we understand them all, we will have this great world that we all want to see. So.
Thank you, Roger. You're a gift. And Roger is a phenomenally gifted channeler, very successful, very highly sought after. He had one of his videos on YouTube that went viral. How many views now? 1 million?
No. That
you got like 100,000 in 24 hours.
Well, it's 143,000 now, I think.
That's it. You're slacking, man. Come on, pick up the pace.
I just said, let me just tell everybody what's going on. And so everybody appreciated that. So it was great. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here today with us. Paige, good evening. Paige is one of the most incredible inspiring, empowering, and goosebump inducing person. She's amazing. Floor is yours, my friend. Thank you for being here this morning.
The mission of the Choose Greater Health membership community is to bring brain injury survivors and their caregivers into the room with functional and integrative medical professionals who will acknowledge and take them seriously and collaborate to work together to find root cause solutions to ongoing symptoms.
Thank you. Paige is a burn survivor, and she
brain injury.
Yes, sorry, brain injury, yes. And she rebuilt her life despite all of the challenges. Her story is one of the most incredible stories I've been blessed to showcase on my podcast. So thank you for being here with us this evening. Thank you. Paul, my brother from another mother.
Hi, Payman. Hello, everybody. I'm basically also a little bit similar to Roger in the sense that my teachers are non-physical. My current focus really is in this helping us expand our consciousness out into the unified field? How do we move to the next level of who we are to be, unless we move into this greater level of possibilities, this greater level of tapping into more solutions and things into our lives that we never thought possible. And so that's where my focus is right now. I constantly get taught new information, and one would say the arms and legs of that, the higher levels, much like yourself, Roger. And it's an honor and an absolute pleasure to be involved in that piece and to do whatever little part that each of us can do in this greater level of change. So, mine are called solution meditations at the moment, and they will be going out to help many, many people as this expands. So it's in its early days, but I'm excited to be a part of that and be with each and every one of you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, brother. It's absolute pleasure having you with us here. Thank you. Sheri, your story is incredible. You're one of the most incredible stories I've been blessed to have on the podcast. So, the floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Sheri Mills. I'm a functional nutrition coach based in Pompano Beach, Florida. And after living through dire pain and multiple disease states over 27 years, being a professional sales executive, running, chasing the almighty quota to make a living, and working crazy hours, doing a lot of networking, eating bad, not taking proper care of myself, I really fell into a bunch of disrepair. And of course, no test could tell me what was wrong, and no doctor told me anything but give me pills or surgery, and not one of them talked to me about lifestyle and nutrition. So when the doors were starting to open up, people started leaving their houses a little bit. A few years ago, I stopped by a friend of mine's pharmacy, and he introduced me to the biophotonic scanner, which is right here. And I put my hand on it, and I failed. I failed miserably. It's like a lie detector test for your health. It reads the carotenoids in your skin and tells you where you are in your antioxidant level and your oxidative stress and so forth. And I think I came in at 21,000 out of 100,000. And so I started doing some research on the products and stuff behind it, and lifestyle adjusting. And I started talking to somebody that was a functional practitioner. And I made the choice. I don't tell my patients this, but I make the choice to just remove all my medications from my life, go on these amazing supplements, and change my diet and my mindset. And within 6 months, all the inflammation that was causing me fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, 12 years of visual migraines, I only have 3 decent vertebrae in my back. So I'm very limited on what I can do.
Wow.
But I mean, I had IBS, name it, restless legs. I had so many things wrong with me. I was just miserable, and I thought I was stuck like Chuck. But after 6 months, my score was 58,000, and my vision is completely cleared, where I could only be on the computer maybe 20, 40 minutes, and it's cleared. I have no more pains or aches, and weight fell off me about month 4, 40 pounds without even trying. Changed my life. So I went back to functional medicine school so I could help others achieve the same results. So I help people with chronic pain, chronic illness, get off medications, and in the process, just create a life of joy, right? And vitality.
Absolutely love your story. Absolutely incredible. Thank you for being here, and you've been blessed with many gifts. You're a gift yourself. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anais, my dear friend.
Hi, Payman. It's lovely to be here. I can't see myself, but what are we sharing what we do and
Yes,
what
30
we're
seconds to
doing right
introduce
now?
yourself. Yes, 30
Yeah,
seconds to
I'm
introduce. Go ahead.
I'm Anais Salles. I am focused right now on working to 22 to 40-year-olds who are ready biologically to date, mate, marry, and procreate, because after the pandemic, that whole scene for many young people is quite the mess, and they don't know how to move forward. And I would love to help them do that with energy healing, life coaching, and spiritual mentorship.
Love that. And me and you, we had some beautiful conversations, and your story is incredible. So I'm really glad that you're here today. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure's all mine. Jacob, brother, can you hear me? Jacob is in nature in New Zealand. Jacob, can you hear us? Jacob. Okay. When he can hear us, we'll give him the floor. So, Mary. Who's Mary?
Who am I becoming? Wow, everyone. What a gift it is to be in the room with all of you amazing and wonderful individuals. I tried to comment as we were going through, just in case I got present in the next moment and didn't remember what I wanted to say. So thank you all for being here. I'm Mary. I support heart-centered, purpose-driven leaders in increasing their visibility, creating irresistible impact, and prospering on purpose through publishing, through business mentorship, through being the very best version of me who I came here to be, and getting out of my own way and allowing myself to become the limitless possibility that each and every one of us get to be. And really tapping into that, what really supported me tapping into that from a whole nother level was publishing, was first putting my own story out. That's how I met Payman. It wasn't until I started my own publishing company, but Payman and I really connected, heart-driven individuals, hearts on fire. Kim, actually, just below me on the screen, was in my first book, Align Leaders. And she shared her story of choosing to walk in her soul's mission, soulfully, instead of societally. That wasn't the tagline, but that was in a nutshell, right? Something that we're all really driven to be a part of, to become, like Roger said, like Paul said. It's real. It's real, the messages that we get, that we need to share our stories. It's real that our very, very dirty mess becomes our message, and like with Sheri, our methodology. It's real that we want to be offering from experience and not from the book. I think it was Sheri that said, just a relatable story. When I went to the psychiatrist after I was having multiple panic attacks because I was in a corporate carnival and I was trying to put out all of this, you're so good at this, 80 hours a week. You're so good at this, Mary, 1,000 hours a week. And he said, let's get you over to Big Pharma. That's not what he said, but in a nutshell, let's get you over here and get you medicated. But he told me I was in a red hot Ferrari going 140 miles an hour and I needed to learn how to breathe. And what I really wanted to say, and I didn't know it at the time, was teach me how. Right? No, don't send me to Big Pharma. Teach me how. Teach me how to control the gas pedal, right? Teach me how. And it's the same story when I went through my divorce after 25 years, which is the first story that I shared. Would you understand that whole opportunity, that whole experience of getting divorced after 25 years? And I got married young, I'm only 29. So, right, I was a baby. I get it. Would be my first story that lit my soul on fire to be a way shower for other people's to share their story, for other people to uncover the biggest and best parts of the energy and vibration they came to share. But when I was going through the divorce, when I was going through custody battles, when I was paying high price lawyers, I was looking up at God, like, send me a freaking mentor. Send me somebody who can help me figure this crap out. And it was, no, you figure it out. And then you tell the story and then you share it. And then you lead others to help them figure it out. You be the mentor. So that has kind of been the story of my life. Youngest of 4, big mouth, big spirit, big Leo, right? Except society took 25 years from me to teach me so I could learn. Not so I could sit in my trauma, so I could learn. So I can be here with you guys right now who are also learning and are willing to share what you've learned. Payman has one of the best podcasts in the industry right now. You know that. I know that. I found him. So I knew that when I found him that he must be the best of the best. Because let's face it, only the best of the best is showing up in my life. And this is true. This is how it's been created for me. This is how, as Paul would call it, unified consciousness. This is how it magnetizes. If I'm my best, only the best people are going to show up in front of me. The people that are ready for change, the people that are serving change, the people that are bold enough, like Roger said, to keep becoming. Okay, this is who I was yesterday, but today, are you going to claim what I told you, I told you you are today? And when you're willing to boldly claim that every day, shit gets real. So that's who I am. I'm not pretending anymore. Rarely do I want to live in the dualistic place where we have to fight with something or other. I just want to stay in unity. I want to bring more people into unity. I just want us to all know what we already know, because we've been dreaming of it for lifetimes. Peace on earth. Become it and you'll see it. I see it. Like I told you at the beginning before Payman said, Mary, hold on. I'm living it. And I'm living it because I keep sharing it raw, real, and vulnerable on podcast platforms. Payman helped me dig out my 3-year podcast, like 3 years. People were telling me, do a podcast. And I was like, I don't. And then Payman showed up. I was in his first class, and within how many? I think we finished in December. I launched my podcast in March. It's going on. It'll be its 2nd year next March. I've recorded 130 episodes. Like, I spend my time talking about the change that we thought we'd never get to see. It's here. We're in it. And if publishing and sharing my voice on this level has really awakened me to limitless possibility. Not only do I get to collaborate with the most amazing people that are real and raw and ready, more people show up, like immediate visibility, impact that I'll never know that I made. Well, I'll tell you how I know. It's not always somebody said, I read your story. It's not always a 3-dimensional action. It's the universe that says, Mary, I've got another great idea for you. Invite this person to this, right? Open up this infinite portal. Share this. Post this. I'm very obedient to consciousness. I'm Mary. I'm claiming it. I'm an international speaker. I've got a keynote. I'm going out into the world. I'm going back into the world on the stages. Where is Dr. Norm? Did he jump off?
Yes.
I'm going back onto stages. I spent 20 years in dentistry. I'm going to go talk to these amazing dentists that chose this career for a reason, about coming from overwhelmed to overjoyed. Joy and love. That's my message.
Love
Now,
that.
I would love to let Paul share, if that's okay. Paul just went through a book launch with me. We just launched Soul Love to 6 countries. So Paul, would you share about that experience? Is that okay, Payman? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Of course.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. It was absolutely awesome. Now, I guess starting from the beginning piece, for some of you who've written books before and some of you haven't, but I've done many blogs and taught many classes and all the rest of it, and written lots of material over the years, but there's just something really special about the book, and writing a book just kind of takes it to that next deeper level. And it's profoundly transformational. For me, I got new insight, new healings, one would say. So it was a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't already written books. So those of you that have probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And Mary is absolutely brilliant at what she does. She keeps on top of it all. Everything flows very well with Mary. She's very organized. She's a pleasure to work with. She's a pleasure to have as a publisher. And as I say, the everything came together nicely. There were 12 authors on the book, Soul Love. It was a beautiful creation. And then when everything launched, everyone kind of did their part. Everyone chipped in. Everyone, brought their piece to the table. Everyone brought the connections to the table. It was there, on the social media advertising, whatever the steps may be, to bring in the beautiful sales, to allow the book to reach out to more people. And as I say, within 24 hours, we had 2 3 countries that we were #1, and within the 2 days, we literally had 6 countries that we were #1 bestseller in. So, you know, I was hoping we would get 1, and we got 6, and so that was, you know, and for me, it's a lot of fun doing it with a group of people. You know, sure, you can do it by yourself, and it's really powerful, but in my world, to be able to share this, we are connected beings. We're not solitary beings as much as we think we are. We're connected. So when we do something as a group, it's a lot more fun, you know, and you get to share in that energy, that vibrancy, and the messages are going up and down, you know, the chat groups, you know, as we're sharing in amongst each other and what's happening. So it's a beautiful experience, and I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't already done it. And, you know, since meeting Payman, you know, he's just this bundle of positive energy. He's just much like Mary, you know, he's such a cool person to be around. You know, him and I chat away. Just so, you know, and what better to have between Mary and Payman as 2, one would say, leaders, to be able to bring it all together. If you're considering, you know, being Payman's book, you know, what a better team to have on your side to be able to keep that wonderful, vibrant, positive energy that, and it's just goes from there. So that's my little piece. I would highly recommend it to everyone.
Thank you.
That's
you,
fun,
Paul.
Paul. Thank you. Yeah, it's chaos. It's pandemonium with Payman and Mary.
Fun and controlled chaos, you know, sometimes uncontrolled.
It is. I like that you said that, Paul. I do. My whole premise in this life and this business and this unity that I'm in is let it be easy, let it be fun.
Yes.
We're in a whole nother level of creation. And that is the level of creation. Let it be easy, let it be fun. And for me, and I can speak for myself, and I've already said it a zillion times, it's been one of the most powerful experiences. And I think the only thing that stops this experience from staying in its power, I'm going to be just flat out honest, just like anything that you create, when you stop showing up for it, it stops showing up for you. And there are many leveraging, monetizing, and tangible ways that you get through this community of how to keep showing up with one another, with your book, with your story, with your podcast, with your people. And it really only stops when you stop. And newsflash, a lot of people stop. I sit back and watch it. I've served over 100 authors, so I am in the bird's eye view of that. And wouldn't it be nice, who's listening, if I could just go knock on everybody's door every day and say, hey, are you showing up today? I try, but you know, that's that becomes your responsibility as the human in this body. But if you stay if you stay in showing up in your life, you stay in limitless possibility. I can't even count how many experiences have shifted into my life in the last 2.5 years of being on this. And yes, I keep saying it, 2.5 years. Well, my first story that I shared launched in March or May of 2020. And then I did it again, because I'm not a one-time girl either. Those of you that have done it multiple times, 3 months later, I was in a second book. 8 months from that, I started my own publishing. 8 months later. And then I just surrounded myself with the most amazing and wonderful individuals that have shifted something from just simply sharing their words. It's powerful. And also, I talked to Zoraida today, Payman. She said that you guys have a couple of hour podcasts coming out too.
Yes.
Zoraida. Yeah.
Yes. Dear friend of mine. Amazing story. Yes.
Yeah, she was in Soul Parent. But yeah, so I'm open for questions in relationship to what you have along publishing, along jumping into a multi-author publishing piece, along any lines of really getting your message out. That's what I do.
Before that, anyone in here, raise your hand if you've already been in a multi-authored book before.
I've been in 14.
I've been in 4, all of them with you.
I love that. You know what? I do want to celebrate something while I have the mic. My first solo book, I got it today in physical form. I know it's got this line across it because it says not for resale, because I wanted to see how it looked. It certainly wasn't the first book that I thought I was putting out. No way, Jose. There's actually another book called Living a Life Less Ordinary that's coming out that anchors into my 3 simple steps, my rules of life. But I did want to share that because literally I got it just 2 hours ago in the mail. It's a little book, changes your life, 33 abundant affirmations.
Beautiful.
Go ahead, Eamon. Who else has been in a multi-author book? Does anybody want to share their experience, or just what did you want to bring them to the mic, Pam?
I want to say that this is how you got my attention. So we connected over exactly 2 years ago. Wait, almost not 3 years ago. Wait, 2 years ago, summer of 2021. Got your story. And then we kept, we were connected on Facebook, and I kept seeing you like every 2 months. You were launching a new book, and then so what is this girl doing? And then we get on a call at what was it? January of 2021, 22. You somehow you convinced me that I've always loved books, avid reader. I love writing, but I had no idea where to start. And then you invited me to Sacred Surrender. That was my first experience in February of 2022. #1 in, I don't know, 2 million countries within the first 10 seconds. And then summer of last year, Revolutionary Leaders, again, same thing. And then I'll never forget that day, about sometime around May of last year, we were talking, and then you said, why don't you launch your book? So what do you mean? Well, you have all these amazing stories, amazing guests on your podcast, just invite them. And this is the first result. Absolutely honored. And this one reached the highly coveted. This one was launched exactly a year ago, Friday, September 30th of 2022. Kim was in it, married to amazing 12 amazing guests, and reach 5 countries within, and 19 or 20 categories within the first day. So tremendously grateful for all the work that you, the team, and all the contributors did to make that happen. And yeah, I've been sitting on volume #2 for almost a year. Gotta say I've been lazy, but now I think it's time for me. In about 3 weeks, I'm going to be celebrating my 3rd anniversary of my podcast, mid-October, which is also my birthday. Thank you. And also fast approaching a massive milestone, which is my 300 episodes of my podcast. I'm sitting at episode 275 right now. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be at 300. And for 300, we're going to do a massive party, just like we did for my 100 episode, where people interviewed me. We had a lot of fun, so we're gonna do that again for number 300. So yeah, I'm excited, I'm delighted, I'm honored, I'm blessed to have connected with all of you. As I keep on saying, this completely changed my life, the podcasting, in every shape or form. My story. I used to be painfully shy. Now I'm a different person, opened the world to me, made phenomenal contacts, connections, beautiful friends around the world. But most importantly, I found my voice, I found my tribe, I find my path, my purpose, my passion. And this is what it's all about. I'm all about inspiring, empowering, and being the biggest cheerleader I can be for people with beautiful hearts and powerful messages to win. And you guys are all phenomenal, examples of that. So I'm going to stop. And I will just share one way that how I've been using my book as a phenomenal to get more visibility. I will be honest, you will not get rich selling the book unless you have a massive audience or you're selling 50, 100 copies a day. But the way you can use it, you can get a lot of visibility. I've been using it as a business card. I love going into events, networking events. Are you guys familiar with BNI events? Business networking event is basically where, just like the serving circle, for those of you who are familiar, but in person for real professionals like doctors, lawyers, accountants, realtors, whatever. They meet once a week, usually at 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's suited up. They get breakfast and all that. You get 30 seconds to 60 seconds to introduce yourself. What's your name? What's your company? What do you do? What are you looking for? So I've been going to a lot of those in Kuala Lumpur and KL. And when I introduce myself, say, hey, I'm a podcaster, publisher, and I help my clients get more visibility, find their voice, and attract their ideal clients through podcasting and publishing. They look at me, wow. And then people ask me, can I have your business card? I just smile at them. I don't have a business card, but here's my book. Guys, you should see the reaction. What? You have a book? Because without you saying a single word, it's going to elevate you in their mind to being seen as an expert, an authority, and leader, because nothing screams expertise, authority, and leadership than a book. And you guys know it, in today's hyper-competitive world of business, the name of the game is differentiation, differentiation, differentiation. What can you do to set yourself apart, to elevate you from the competition? And the book is one way. So again, if you use your book as a business card, I've been using it as a business card. That's been the most effective way to really get more clients. I've got so many clients because of that, by just giving my books. Now people are, I'm looking to, when I go back to Kuala Lumpur, I'll ping these professionals, doctors, lawyers, accountants, realtors, to launch their podcast, to get their books. So again, in that way, use the book as a business card. That's going to really make competition irrelevant in your business. So that's what I wanted to share with you, my experience with reading the book as a, and being frank. As I said, you're not going to get rich selling the book unless you have a massive audience. You can sell 50 to 100 a day, but you can get a phenomenal return using it as a business card. And also, hey, you can put on your bio, wherever, I'm a #1 international best-selling author, because Mary knows how to do it, and we will get it. I've seen her. She's launched, since I've known her, how many? 12, 15 books, all of them #1 international bestseller in the first day.
I like to call it ROI. You know, ROI. Everybody knows what ROI means in here? Receiving opportunities immediately.
Oh, let me write this down.
That's my new thing. I'm trademarking that. That's my ROI for my business mentorship. New ROI, receiving opportunities immediately. That is the ROI on these is, I mean, like you said, I'm taking mine right to the stage with me. Now I'm going to be done talking. Then I'm going to say, come meet me at the back of the stage. I'm going to sign the book. Here it is. It's,
or even better, when you go to an event where you speak, let's say there's 200 people in attendance. Yes, it's an investment. Bring 200 copies, put on each seat. One client that's going to pay off for what you paid. And then it's amazing. Everybody's going to want to talk to you.
You can negotiate that in the speaker deal that you set up. I'll teach you
Yes.
how to negotiate that right on in.
Anais, raise your hand. Go ahead.
I'm a businesswoman too.
Yeah, I actually have some questions if it's
go ahead.
if this is the right time.
Yes, please. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not understanding yet because I did arrive late, so I apologize for that. But what is the plan? What are the dates? What are we contributing? Is there a limit on the number of pages? I'm really right now, I'm so like, what are the details, please? That's where I'm coming from right now, because I'm in the middle of launching and pivoting and doing a lot of things. Not to mention the TED Talk. So I get the book, and depending on what the process is and depending on the timing, what I would write and share, how that would be in alignment with my TED Talk and the core message of that talk would be something that I would want to be able to plan for and really do the TED Talk really well, but also know that if I became involved with this book project, there was a natural segue and alignment.
Yes, so Mary has created a 2-page document that I will share in the group right after this call, with all the guidelines, all the timelines, and all that, all the details. But Mary, feel free to chip in and answer.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
I'm going to answer that in just a second. I also saw that Paige, you had your hand up, Paige. I think I saw your hand go up first.
Yeah, just going to say that I contributed some poems to a class anthology in college. So that's my experience with book publication so far. And I'm currently working on a prescriptive memoir featuring interviews with functional and integrated medical professionals that I've worked with, and also looking for a few others to complete it. And I've scheduled a call with Mary to discuss brainstorming for funding it all.
Super.
I would add, hi Paige, it's nice to see you again. Haven't seen you for a while. I have a book. I wrote it in 2021, published it myself, and it's actually functions as an informational book, but it's also a companion guide to some of the courses and programs that I teach. It's very relevant to that. So I do have that experience with what it takes to get the job done. And I'm curious here, so hopefully I'll be able to figure it out and see what's going to go on. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, so I will.
That's also what I would do with my book, include it in my membership and directory as a deliverable.
Such a brilliant idea. And this is what I love about multi-author books, is it grows your visibility, so that you have a solo book or you have a companion to your programs. It also gets you more exposure with more people that you can offer that information to more people. One of the biggest reasons that multi-author books are available are a good ROI is because you instantly increase your visibility. Your network is instantly increased. So I'm just going to pull up payments information here. And
Oh, let me send you the one I just updated one. Wait.
Okay, yeah, send it over in my
Can I
email.
upload the document directly here?
In the chat, yeah. Can you?
Right.
I've never done that. Let me check.
If it's a link, you can. So I offer a done for you service. So let's just start there. Your responsibility, your piece of this is a 2,500 word chapter and 150 to 200 word bio. So that's what your writing requirements are. Everything is edited professionally, formatted professionally. So all of that is done for you. The cover design is worked on, which we're reworking the design a bit from the first volume, I think. So all of the cover design, all of those bits and pieces that get our book to published, including the best-selling launch, all done for you, all created for you. There are samples, scripts sent out of how to promote it. So if you've never promoted before, there's all kinds of copy and paste. There is also a course that once you find your sacred yes and you jump into a course. So everybody's all over the world. You have 24-hour access to the course that answers all of your questions. It leads you step by step. You have wonderful videos of me. You have videos of some of the people that have dropped in. I don't know if any of you know Angel Tussey. She did a PR and media workshop for us last year. That's in there. A meditation is in there. Guidelines on how to write. Video on how to create a powerful bio. A video on how to do a chapter. There are live calls once a month. So it's got a lot of things. Lots of value. The time. Oh, did you drop it in there, Payman?
Yes,
I
yes,
just want
right.
to look at what your timelines you put on for your timelines.
Okay.
Really, I think that, go ahead.
Okay, let me just quickly, okay, I don't know if I can open it and share my screen. Let me share my screen. I will open the document right here. Give me 1 second. Open the document.
Thanks, Payman. I've got mine. It's downloaded.
You've got yours downloaded. Mine's still downloading.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let me share my screen here. Which one is it? I have so many tabs open here. I don't open the
I've
wrong
got
one. Okay, right here. Are you guys seeing my screen? Okay, so first of all, the theme, as I mentioned in the video I sent to all of you guys separately, individually, is that it's about what is your gift and how are you sharing your gift around you and around the world in this lifetime? Because as we all know, you know, life is a school. We all have our fair share of, pain, challenges, heartbreaks, tragedy. But then those sure, they hurt a lot when we go to them, and then those become our story. Then our story becomes our gift. Then our gift becomes our duty and responsibility to share them with the world. And those gifts, this is now because it's one thing for us to come here, learn lessons, become better and wiser, but that's only 5% of why we are here. The 95% is taking those lessons, those wisdom, and those gifts and sharing them with others so we can all collectively grow and rise. So this is what this theme is. What is your gift and how are you sharing it around you and around the world in this lifetime? So that's the theme. The timeline, we're still looking at that. It's registration closes on October 15th, just 2 days before my birthday, October 17th. So I might even want to extend the if it's okay with Mary, the early bird pricing until my birthday. That's if it's okay with you, Mary. Other than that,
Let it be easy.
Sorry.
Let it be easy, I said.
All right, then just let it be. Ask and you shall receive. So launch as tentatively between end of December to end of January. Does that look good to you, Mary?
So I think the timelines, can I jump in on the timelines?
Please.
Just because this is not a rushed process and I'm not rushing this process and I don't want you to rush it, not just you, but anybody that decides to join, because you're going to discover things in this process if you haven't done it before, that perhaps you're going to bump into some things that you thought were done but you're going to. So I would say that the timeline here on payments, definitely launching in January, right? Because we don't want to be rushing and getting time together. I would say that the chapters need to be in, if we're going to launch in January, the chapters need to be in by the middle of November. So that really gives you a month and a half, right? Okay, if we get the chapters in by Thanksgiving, I have the best editors. I promise you I do. I love them. We can have these things edited, and the formatting process can go on the whole month of December. And just so everybody gets a chance that celebrates holidays to do that through December, we'll work on getting the launch right in the middle of January or the third week when everybody's active and back on social, right? Because if you're anything like me, I like to take the first week of January off, sometimes the second week, last 2 weeks of December. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to. Oh yeah, well, without saying it, right? Not that I'm not available to my clients during that time, but I don't want to ask you all to be like head in the game like that, because I don't think that's fair. I want it to be easy and fun. So I'm going to say that you can make the change on the document that the bio and headshot, that's pretty easy. You should have that about 10 days after you register, or definitely by November 1st. The chapter mid-November, keep it loose. People bump into things that they don't expect a week before because they think there's a deadline, and I call it a timeline or a delivery date, right? We're delivering something. And so I like to keep it open. So I think third week of January launch. So we have 14 days before our launch to be head in the game. We might even move it to the last week. Let it be easy and fun. November, middle of November is when your chapter is due. It goes off for editing. The editing process is a back and forth movement for about 2 weeks. So it's not, when you submit it, you're still going to get a chance to look at it with the editor. The editor doesn't make you change your voice ever, right? There's suggestions. There's a little bit of structuring. It keeps your voice. It keeps your vision, keeps all of you in it. That is the one thing that I will pat my editors on the back for, because it's one of the testimonies that I always get back is nobody took my voice away. We're not doing that. This is your voice.
That's huge.
Censorship is out. Yeah, it's huge. Your voice goes nowhere. Punctuation, line, structure, making a little more sense out of something. Yes. And all of that's just a suggestion. You don't have to approve any or all of the edits. But I think that'll give us freedom. So your chapter would be due middle of November, before Thanksgiving, that we celebrate here in the States. Is like November 22nd or 23rd or 24th or something like that. And then we'll play together during the first couple of weeks of December on maybe getting some things ready for our call to action from our story, how we're going to leverage, how we're going to monetize, what we're going to do, what you as individuals are going to do. You get me on the calls to reflect back to you the easiest way to share this. And as you were saying, am I going to, Annalise, how do I say that?
Anais.
How does it fit in with what you've already got cooking? Like, how can I use this to leverage what I've already got cooking, or with what I'm cooking, with my TEDx, with my things?
Because it'd be great to have the physical book when I end up, which I plan on booking, speaking from the stage following that moment.
So it's good
to have, 2 books that I could give to people. Do you have a title yet, or for the theme of this book? Do you have a?
That's what Damon was saying the theme is. Did you have the subtitle?
What is your gift, and how are you sharing it around you and around the world? So of course, this is the first draft, and Mary is going to probably suggest me some better way to phrase it, because that's what she's very good at.
Okay.
Really bring the
Title
best.
will be
It's about your gift.
Heart, Volume 2.
Yeah.
And it might say something like, amazing leaders generously sharing their gifts in this lifetime. I don't know. I'll add some fun
something
things
along those lines. We can all brainstorm together. I'm open to all of you guys' feedback, so it's not just me. I warmly welcome your suggestions as well, guys.
About sharing your gifts. So the theme is, how did you know that how did you finally embrace your gift? What is your gift? What was it like? What did it look like for you to embrace this gift fully? And how are you delivering it?
For example,
For
for you,
humanity.
Roger, your gift was always dormant inside of you. You had this channeling, you put it away for years and years, and finally you couldn't ignore it anymore. And you embraced it. At first, you were hiding it because you were afraid of the reaction from family, loved ones, and business people around you. But then you said, what? Enough of that. Screw that. I can't hide, suppress my identity and my gift. And a moment you came, you shared on my podcast, and you said, you know what? And you ran with it, and now you're in a different trajectory. So, for example, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. And it's so safe to do this right now. I just need to say that for anybody who needs to hear that piece. A lot of the messaging that comes through, like, because there are refractions that we still feel from karmic times. It's safe. Oh my God, we've never been safer to unleash the dragon in our whole lives. And we are reaping the ROI on it. Like, we are easily. The only way it stops is when you stop. And I'm not saying that you have to be, head in social media the whole time. You just have to share your stories. I just meet people randomly here in Sedona all the time. I think they're sent here on purpose, but we'll go into a story about that later, maybe in this book. And I just know what they need, and I just know where to take them. And I just share the gift of Sedona with them. And then it comes back to me twofold. I'll give you an example. I just took somebody around Sedona. I have retreats here. I charge for this experience. There is an investment with me, but I will take people around for free all the time. They took me to lunch. They bought me lunch. And during that time, somebody was sending me money because they wanted to book a private retreat with me at the same time. It was like, that's the ROI. Like, sharing our stories puts all the experiences that are in divine order in front of us. And that's what it's done for me. How about that? That's
one thing I will
personal.
share about the length, the 3,000 word. When I first took part of in the first book with Mary, Sacred Surrender, about a year and a half ago, I said, "Wow, 3,000 words. What the hell I'm going to write about?" And then she said something is, just share your story. Just speak from, for me, she said that the challenge is not coming up with 3,000 words. The challenge is going to be to keep it under 6,000. And that was the case for me every single time. I've been in 4 books with her. Every time the challenge for me was to keep it under 6,000. I had to really trim the fat, so to speak. And Mary was not happy. Each time she was getting my draft, said, "Wow, this is for 2 books, 2 chapters. You only paid for 1. Why are you sending me 2?" I said, "No, it's just 1."
I'm never not happy. I'm always in joyful expression.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. It's so don't get don't say, "Oh, 3,000 is too hard for me," for all of you, because you don't have to do any research. You're just sharing your story, and that's something you're doing all day, every day. When you get on Zoom calls, when your clients, you know it. Just sit down in 1 sitting or 2 sittings, you should be able to come up with the 3,000 words. Easy.
And you can use client testimonies in these things too. I usually suggest that so there are coaching calls where we get on these calls once a month and we talk about it together. There's videos and you get live coaching calls, same things that the videos go over, but in case you can't make it, there's always replays. But the reason why we keep them on the shorter end is because the attention span of society. And they just want to get in and out. And I'll tell you that anybody who's thinking about recreating or writing their solo book, keep it short, sweet, and simple. Because people aren't, they want to get activated much faster because that's what we ask for, right? Can we move it beyond the speed of light?
Yes.
I mean, and so it is. But yes, I am pretty joyous to tell you that keep it under 3,000 words. It's a lot easier on all of us. And if you have 2 books in you, just reserve some of it for something else. Maybe it becomes a blog post. Maybe it goes in your personal solo book. Maybe it goes in another multi-author book. But don't worry, it's not wasted. Don't throw it away. Don't trash it. Start another Google Doc, start another PDF, and put it over there. It's useful.
Mary, I have a question for you. I don't mine started when I was 3 consciously. I've written books, but not about my story. So because I know the attention span is nil, is it just, I don't know, saw guides when I was 3, saw auras when I was 4, interacted with my guides when I was 5, drew mandalas when I was 6, I mean, just kind of like that, just kind of keep it.
You know
because it
what would
was
be super fun? I love this. That you start with a brief synopsis of who you are, and then you just put it in steps. You don't have to elaborate. Like you could do that. Like at age 5, you could layer it like that, and people can get it. They'll be like, and then at age 12, one lady that just wrote in Soul Love, she did years. She did 2002, 2003, 2007, right? And she just put together how she kept growing and evolving. So absolutely. And when we get to that space of the book project, we have calls for that where we actually talk about, and we get to ping back and forth, and just listening to other people ask questions about how to construct their chapter. Each other person listening gets brilliant ideas. That's why the collaboration piece is so fun. But absolutely, I could see that in just like this step-by-step process, and then going into the gold of it, the meat of it, and the body of how you're serving it to the world. Yeah.
Well,
Fun.
great. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for being here. Any other questions? Oh, so the cost, did we go through the investment? Let's do that. So payment as asked, so we have an early bird. If you sign up, join before the 17th, is that your birthday? Is that what you said?
Yes.
That should stick in my head like glue.
Let me see what date is that.
October
17 is
17th.
gonna be okay, Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays, October
Here's
17th.
the early bird. You'll get it for $9.99. It's all inclusive. There are payment options that can be made. You don't quite get the bonus on the payment options, but it's 3 monthly payments at $400 a month, which make it easy to swallow. If we get in the game and get on the ROI immediately, you can probably recap that investment before we even launch the book.
I'll update this document with the new dates and all that. I'll send it to all of you guys, and I'll post it in the group after later today here.
I have testimony with one of the ladies from my first book who now has her own publishing company with one of the other ladies in the book. I mean, this is how collaboration works. When she said yes to me on the first book, 24 hours later, she had recouped almost 50% of her investment because she had a new client show up, and then 2 clients come in and buy readings out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because when we invest in ourselves, the universe sees the source, the creator, the holder, your heart believes in you.
Money is energy. Let it flow. And the faster it flows, the faster it's going back to you.
Let it flow.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait. This is going to be beautiful. We have a phenomenal group, and other people are interested, but they couldn't make it because of other commitments or because they're in Europe. Now it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll send them I have a bunch of calls scheduled for this week and next week. So it's going to be a fun group, a fun container. That's for sure.
Yeah. And it's at the lowest. I will say that this is the lowest investment because everything is shifted for me.
Yeah.
Last month, I think I even did a post of it. So like me on Facebook too, so you can actually get to know who I am. I mean, this is who I am, but you'll really get to know me. Everything shifted for me. All the investments starting next year have gone up. All of my prices have gone up by 333. I think it's fun. I love playing with the universe, but it is the truth. Everything I have went up 333. All my Sedona retreats, everything in 2024. I thought it was the funnest thing because I value myself.
Absolutely.
I value my worth, and we have permission to do that in this lifetime.
Totally.
So, yeah. Well, if there's no other questions, if you think of something after we chatted, drop into my messenger.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger. I don't close my doors. There was something that came in. Oh, yeah, my doors are always open. We do have community calls through Divine Destiny Publishing, authors only. So if you join the project, you become one of those. And there is community calls once a month where we get on. I just finished one before I jumped on with you guys. People talk about who they are. Kim was on one the month before last. You get to share who you are. You get to ask for something. Do you want more podcast invites? What do you need? Do you want somebody to go live with you? You get to ask for ways to grow your business. It's like community. I need a cup of sugar. Do you have some flour? So we have calls like that we get to know each other from other books. So for me, it's been a win-win since the day I said yes to sharing my story.
Same here.
Yeah.
Because when you say yes to something, to anything, whatever it is, you open the universe's door, you say you're ready, and the flow comes to you. The door opens up to you, the flow, and it starts trickling, and then before you know it, it's like you flood it.
Okay, loves.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for being with
Thank
us.
you both. Nice to meet you.
Thanks so much.
Let's catch up soon next week, Kim. I want to see how things are going. How's your podcast going?
Oh, I'd love that.
Any help?
I'm flying to the US on Sydney on Monday and the US on Tuesday for a couple of weeks. So
wow.
Where are
I've
you
got
going
this week?
Maybe you
Oh
connect
no,
with Mary.
I'm sorry, not near you. I know they usually have the conference in Utah, but it's down in San Antonio this year. But that's okay because the universe is opening for me and next time, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm free the rest of this week, payment, and I'm back in 2 weeks.
All right,
So
I'll send you my
let's catch up.
Calendly. Let's do it. Today is Wednesday.
Sounds good.
We're in the same time zone. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Okay,
Talk
sounds
to you.
good.
Take
See
care.
you guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Leslie.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, she lived in Italy. She has an amazing story. We talk so much, and she speaks Italian. She's been around the world. She studied in Egypt. Phenomenal story, lady. So
Finished my first book in Egypt.
yeah.
Oh,
Actually.
fantastic, Leslie. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Color Metaphysics. That was in 2006. And I traveled with a very well-known scholar. He's known as the doctor in Egypt. His name was John Anthony West, and John passed away 2 years ago. And I told him some stories about my lifetimes in Egypt, and he confirmed.
Wow.
Yeah, he said you couldn't have known what you know because you're no scholar and you're no Egyptologist. And so that was, yeah.
Reality is what reality is. It's so true. You know.
That's
great to meet you.
It was great to meet you too. That was really wonderful. You know, this is I had no idea what to expect. And the funny thing is I'm putting a book together now called Discover God's Fingerprint Within You. And this is all the work that I do and all the sound that I put together in things that can be felt. And from my memories of, Atlantis and Egypt and our tours, all this stuff. So this is all part of it. So I'm really excited about that. And because I haven't done anything like that. I actually, you know what, Payment? I pulled the oracles out of it, and they're at the end because it's not about the oracles. It's about people understanding who they are and why they're the only beings in the universe that can create what they can create. They can change their DNA. They can manifest anything they want. And the oracles are then behind that saying, look, this is the combination and the merging and the alchemy of all of it together, which is why you can feel it and do energy work. So it's a whole different thing, but I got to hit quickly. You pull it back and you make it so that more people, it's a broader spectrum.
Yes,
Beautiful.
that's definitely a message that I've been getting as a healer in that realm too. Like, make it easy for people to swallow. Talk to people like they're third graders.
Everything I'm doing step by step. It's the whole thing is step by step.
Well, that's funny. And I said step by step.
Yes, that's exactly. That's why I said, well, when I was 3, I did this. When I was 4, I did this. When I was 5, because I've been, for years, not the language that I speak probably is the language that you speak as well. And it was very etheric. It was etheric because it's not, it's not when you're dimensional, that's what happens. Right. And so it's a whole, it's a whole different ballgame, but I had to learn to ground it. I had to learn to ground it and say, okay, because I teach classes at least once a month. And so it's like, put it in order. And this way people can digest it. It's beautiful. Because, I'm a scientific alchemist. So this is, you can't You know, but you know that emoji where your brains are blowing up? That's
Yes.
kind of
I've been using that emoji for the last 2 weeks, because I'm sitting in that
Can you
same
send it to me?
place, like,
Can you send it to me,
my mind
Leslie?
is blown by this.
Guys, send it to me. I want to see that.
You haven't seen that one, Payman?
No, I mean, not that version. Yeah, I've seen a few.
okay. I'm gonna have to say, Mary, are you doing it? Are you gonna
Here it
send
comes.
it?
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It
You've
almost
seen
looks
that
like
now. You didn't know that was mind blowing, did you?
This is how I am sometimes. Let me tell you that. I like.
Oh, gee.
All right, guys. Thank you.
my God.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much. Have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are. I'm in California, so I don't know where you are, but it's night here.
Here it's
I'm
morning.
going-
It's 8:46 a.m. here Wednesday morning.
I'm in Sedona, so it's night here too.
That's not bad. Oh, well, I do this with everybody because Paul's in my mastermind. So I do this. I cut everybody this. That's how corporate we all are, right? It's like, there you go.
Bye. Good night.
Take care.
I'm just leaving, guys. Bye.
Mary, let's talk for a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, that's what I thought.